Liam.
You would have known you met that day 50 years later, you'd be here to say.
Now look at your future through the eyes of us five, to carry on the peace of you, the legacy of our lives.
For every step we take towards the future, please know that this is true. We wouldn't be here without the love of you two.
So,
Happy 50th anniversary.
and hiding that. You did? You did?
We all done our best to put it in our own personal
Yeah.
input. And that's what we came up with. It's a little bit of everybody's thoughts.
We didn't know that 50 years ago today, when we got married, that hanging out with you all.
Some of the perks.
Yeah, you just never know what's out ahead of you. One of the things that's fascinating about the future. Love is mean a lot of things. Fall in love is nothing to fall in love to gaze at each other, but you're gazing towards the future.
Yeah.
What life's about, how we plan and create the future, and we're very fortunate to find the person you can do that together with.
I don't know, it's many other.
Yeah,
Fiftieth
we're
anniversary.
saying
It's a
we've
rare
never
thing
been to
to
50th
hear about.
anniversary.
It's special.
We had our wedding celebration 50 years ago, and I guess the very nice thing is we're still celebrating.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really nice. This is so pretty.
It is.
So, Grandpa, tell us when you met Grandpa. How you knew.
Well, that's a pretty interesting story because I was going to college in Pasadena, and Pasadena College in California, and I was dating your grandpa's, one of her roommates, dating for some time, but my eyes got to wondering, you know, and so I noticed that there was someone else that I thought was an awfully attractive human being. So that was during my senior year, and we had our first date maybe towards the end of that first semester. Then I came back to Oklahoma to interview to start medical school, and so I had my interview, and I invited your grandpa back to visit in Oklahoma City. And that was, in fact, it was very fortuitous or something, because like 2 days before Christmas, I got my letter from the OU Medical School saying I've been accepted to medical school.
Nice.
So that was another exciting moment. And
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
yeah, your grandpa was.
Coming this.
We went to visit her sister and brother-in-law, he was in is not terribly far from Oklahoma City. Went up there for our to visit her, and so we went out to dinner one night, and that's where I proposed.
Yeah.
Pooch's 210 restaurant. And,
Have you been back?
it's not in the same place. It's another part of town now. We haven't been back there except in our minds. I've been back there in my mind many times. But that was a very exciting time. I told her that I certainly wanted to marry her, loved her, and I wanted to wait until I finished my first year of medical school. I wanted to make sure I could cut it.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be too hard or too something or other. And so at the end of our first year of medical school, when we got married, and brought her back to Oklahoma
Medical student.
to live in a very small garage apartment. The whole garage apartment was, I think, probably not any larger than the bedroom she had in her father's fine home. But it was a good start.
Paid off.
It worked. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then it was, let's see, probably we were married in June 6th, obviously. Your father was born
The next May?
May
Yeah.
12th. So you can do the math. It worked out.
Nice.
Wasn't planned when you're in medical school, though. You know, babies.
Yeah, it's not something that you account for when you
Yes,
sign up.
planned. Does Dad know that?
Worked out great.
Yeah. And
He
then
knows.
we, I guess it was after I graduated from medical school, and I, about 1 month into my internship, when your father, he was born. 1 month into my internship.
Did they pay you for your internship?
Yeah.
Not much.
They did, yeah. I made
200 and something.
$250 a month.
Did that cover
$250
rent?
a month.
And you
Yeah.
had to work every other night, all
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
It
You
was
get your
not-
meals and all.
That was your only income?
Yeah, well, no, because
I was,
your grandpa was working.
but
In fact, she got a job quicker than she had planned. We came back, we got married, and we were only home for like 3 days or so. And one of my friends, one of my classmates in medical school's wife, said, "Why call?" And I knew that I was getting married. And there was one of the doctors. She worked for a doctor. Said one of the other doctors in the office next door was looking for someone to be working as a secretary. So they, so your grandpa said, "Well, I'll give it a try." She went down there for the interview, and that worked out. And the orthopedic surgeon, and he does a lot of surgery and saw a lot of patients, and dictated notes and wanted her to. Fortunately, I'd had enough type notes. I had 1 year of medical school, so I knew really.
I sat with the medical dictionary here, looking up things that are typing Never heard some terms.
And so that was, she caught on to that, and she got to be a very good secretary technician. But she hasn't always been a superb typist. Now, when I was in college and had my eye on her, I was trying to think what would be a good way to maybe. I'd known her for 3 years.
Yeah, I
and
was
they knew
sitting
her
around campus.
roommates.
Yeah.
I said, what can I do to try to gain entry here and get to meet her? And so I will have her, ask her to type my term paper. I'd written a term paper in longhand, and I'll ask her to type it for me. And that was, well, maybe that would be a good idea. So I,
Get the ball rolling.
yeah, and so I went over to the dorm and rang the buzzer for her room, and I don't know, I think someone else, one or two other guys had already asked her to type the term paper.
Yeah, we were about the third or fourth, and that
Yeah.
was where the girls were making fun of me in the up in the dorm. They were making fun of me. They said, why is everybody asking you to type? You don't type that well.
So
did you say yes?
I asked her if she could type my term paper.
And
She said yes. And then,
That's very generous of her.
and that's what she did. It was very devious. One of my good friends, Bill Harper, who became president of one of the business colleges in Boston, was a very bright, capable guy, and he could type really well. So your grandpa asked my friend to type my term paper for me.
And did your friend tell you?
Yeah, I didn't know about that for a long time. Yeah, and that was, so she handed it back to me, and it was letter perfect. It was a beautiful term paper, and thank her and take her out to dinner.
So how's the roommate? Do you guys keep in touch?
So you're just waiting for Tom?
No,
I had other.
no, we didn't.
I dated other people. Before,
Yeah.
we were really going together.
So the poem was good? Like the poem?
Oh yeah, I love
Oh,
it.
it's really nice.
Yeah, that's really that's great.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out, because no one gave us a single clue that was accurate. Some inaccurate clues that we got about the night, about going bowling, or
Yeah, I know, I felt so
going
bad at the pool.
to Colonel Sanders for dinner.
Yeah.
But we the limo picked us up, and we thought, well, maybe going
Waiting for the
to
colonel to get
oh, everyone might be on the limo, but we were the only ones. And
That's
going
what was,
south.
that was what was a shock.
And
though. Where is
well,
it?
maybe going down to the restaurant that's right in Win-Win. Well, south. No, it's Sandpearl. And so we passed that.
One by one, they're getting picked off.
Yeah, I know. It caused another one off. And then,
Maybe we're going to James and Jones.
Yeah, I was going to say that was probably your last
yeah,
one.
pretty soon. Well, I guess maybe we're going to have it at James and Jody. Everyone else has been there this week. and one more event. Then Joe he missed
You missed it the first time.
your street. You know, he turned this way.
But he missed this.
Yeah, he did. And so, but we still weren't sure. And he said, well, there's a little beach house or something. And then he turned around and found it. So this is really a great idea.
A cozy little cutaway.
Oh, yeah, beautiful day. The music is great.
Sand dunes.
Pretty cool.
It was pretty good. He played for Bria's aunt's wedding down here.
Oh, is that
Just
right?
right this actually.
Grandpa's been trying
We don't
really
know
hard.
you don't know where you're going.
Grandpa's been trying really hard to get a clue.
Crack the case.
It just hasn't.
Yeah, all I was told was KFC and bowling.
Yeah.
But dress nice.
Baby, from the first time that I saw you, I knew my life was gonna change. I knew I'd never be the same. Baby, 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 I can't stop thinking about
Celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Brooklyn quickly asked about Pat's wedding dress, and she was trying to feel the moment that you shared 50 years ago.
It's really nice.
She really wanted to bring Coke to it too.
The last Coke she had the 50th.
Wonderful treasure. Oh, look at this. There's even more.
Oh, Mary.
Oh yeah, you got them all coming now.
Oh boy. You read that?
for many years. We met when Tom was a medicine resident and Gary as an intern. Life has never been boring with them around. From little children to unruly teenagers, we have shared many experiences. Once in Germany, we were stranded on the Autobahn for over an hour and never knew the reason. Everyone got out of their cars and talked to each other. We did see the sign to Dachau and wondered if we were being sidetracked there. Tom is the self-appointed leader of the Physicians Enophile Society. In traveling with him, he can talk his way into almost any winery and get free tastings.
Here we are in France.
Yeah.
This is in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in New York City, we were not able to get a cab because of the rain, so we took the subway and were a little lost. Asking directions from a local, we managed to pick up the only drunk on the platform. He then insisted on conversing with us. We had dinner at the President Clinton's favorite restaurant. I think it has something to do with the art on the walls. You will notice the nudges right behind their heads. The nudes right behind their heads.
What?
The nudes.
Yeah.
Nudges was appropriate for a 17-year-old.
All in all, we have known them almost all of their 50 married years. Along with their families, they have
From the first time that I saw you, I knew my life was gonna change. I knew I'd never be the same. Baby, 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 I can't stop thinking about you. Been tossing, turning in my bed with visions of you in my head, until I found a way to tell you. Until I found the words to tell you how I feel. I'll just pretend that you're not real. And baby, from the first time that I met you, knew I couldn't walk away. I had to turn around and stay. Baby, 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 I just can't forget you. Been tossing, turning in my bed with visions of you in my head, until I find a way to tell you. Until I find the words to tell you how I feel. I'll just pretend that you're not real.